Hello, my friends.
We're back.
And so is another fireball.
Another fireball. It's cool, kind of.
And beautiful color.
It is really pretty. I do like it.
So yet another very bright fireball exploding, this time over southern Spain. And so this object entered the atmosphere at an altitude of 82 miles over Andalusia and ended at a height of about 61 kilometers over southern Portugal. So it reads. The fireball was recorded in the framework of the SMART project carried out by the Andalucía Institute of Astrophysics at the observatories at Calar Alto, Sevilla, and La Hita in Toledo. So according to the main researcher on the project, Jose Maria Madiedo, the fireball was recorded at 2:49 UTC. The meteor became incandescent when it entered the atmosphere, becoming a raging fireball at an altitude of about 82 miles over Andalusia, traveled westward and disappeared over southern Portugal. And boy, is that brilliant.
That is beautiful.
Yeah, yet another one. There's been so many this year.
I like that one.
How about this? The wind's so strong in Toronto that actually caused the ground to shake. Seismometers picked up the activity like it was an earthquake.
That's insane.
Right? As we look at these wind speeds coming in, 141 kilometers per hour. And Ontario was swept by furious and damaging winds on Sunday, courtesy of a potent Colorado low. Hurricane force gusts were strong enough to shake the ground.
Wow.
Ground the shake. I'm hungry.
I am too.
Yeah. Getting hungry earlier with getting up earlier and earlier. But productivity.
Very, very productive, guys.
Yes. So I know a lot of you guys are waking up at 3 or 4 a.m. as well. Ground shaking. Look at this. This is incredible. These are from the helioplots. These just amazing what we're seeing here. Record-breaking winds and flooding. And down here there's some videos, and you can see Lake Erie. You have 15.4 foot waves going on. That's incredible. Winds and waves. This is on Lake Erie.
Yeah, I don't like the looks of that.
I know, right? More than 230,000 had lost power at the peak of the windstorm on Sunday evening. And there's some pretty impressive videos of the flooding.
I don't even like the name Erie.
Yeah, I've seen Lake Erie. I've seen some of the Great Lakes, and really when you look at them, you almost think you're looking at an ocean. They're so big.
Wow, that's cool.
So we have a massive peat landslide, and this is in Ireland. Peat, it's a good thing to add to your garden depending on what your soil's like. I mean, we were adding peat in the desert because you want to withhold water.
Yeah, and we did that, and it lasted, we could go like 2 days.
So anyway, this happened on the 13th, and the event made rounds on social media as witnesses posted footage of the slide taking place, showing trees being swept away by peat. And peat is so like light and fluffy, but they compress it, when you go and you buy it in bulk. Pretty wild what we're seeing here, and there's videos there as well. So just, we're getting all these weird phenomena going on. Only in 2020 do you have like peat landslides going on.
I know, yeah. Wow.
And yeah, there's video where you could just see it just sweeping on down and then taking trees away. Now this is something I've thought about and talked about, like when I was in Florida with some of the flooding we would be worrying about alligators, and here you see giant crocodiles invading flooded streets of Tabasco, Mexico. Oof.
I'm glad I'm not there.
I know, and this is since the landfall of Tropical Storm Iota. Southeastern Mexico flooded. In the state of Tabasco, heavy downpours caused rivers to overflow, filling some of the town with giant and dangerous crocodiles. There's a lot of videos here again you could take a look at and see the crocs. You got to be so careful. People wading in this water, and you don't know what's going to come by. As you see one right there.
Yeah, a lot of surprises there. Oh my.
Yikes.
Ouch.
That's definitely an ouch, you know. And not just the crocs being obviously dangerous. You don't know what's in the water as far as, possibly electrical lines, as well as things that you could, walk into and cut yourself with.
I know we've watched some movies where people were in the water and they got these big cuts and they're just so painful.
Yeah, it could be brutal. Yeah. And Hurricane Iota update. Iota is still a hurricane as it moves farther inland in Central America. Did make landfall with 155 mile an hour winds, 2 miles an hour under Category 5 strength, which they might end up revising later on, like they did with Hurricane Michael. And so far we haven't gotten really any reports coming in of how bad the damage is, but that area was so saturated already. So it made landfall just 2 weeks and 15 miles south of where Category 4 Eta rolled ashore with 140 mile an hour winds. So, what can you say about that?
Well, it just keeps happening.
Yep. So it should keep weakening and should be dissipated. But obviously, flooding, and it should end up just rolling out the other side, probably as just a tropical low, and we'll see if anything happens over on the Pacific side as far as gaining strength or just dissipating into nothingness. Again, let's send our prayers for those people that are going through this right now. And this is just what the world needs. Facetiously, I say that. Ebola-like virus, which causes massive bleeding, found to jump from human to human after Bolivia outbreak. This is in South America, in Bolivia.
Very, very concerning.
Yeah, this is some scary stuff. Scientists have sounded the alarm over an Ebola-like virus from Bolivia, which has been found to spread from person to person, killing 3 out of every 5. So it's 60% fatality. The plague upon the land, I was looking at the numbers yesterday, was like 2.2%. And obviously something like this usually burns itself out. It's the rodent-borne Chapare virus that first emerged in 2004 in the Bolivian province from which it gets its name, about 370 miles east of the country's capital city, La Paz. New research has shed light on the deadliest of the disease and how it spread from patient 0. So following a 2019 outbreak in the country, researchers have found that, though it comes from a different viral family than Ebola, it causes hemorrhagic fever, which in turn can cause life-threatening organ failure and bleeding. At present, there's no treatment outside of intravenous hydration and supportive care. The virus causes fever, headaches, abdominal pain, rash, and bleeding of gums, believed to have resulted from contact with rat urine or droppings. Yeesh. And dark chemistry allows building blocks of life to form in the wasteland of interstellar space. But is it really a wasteland? I think that the perceptions we've been given is not necessarily so accurate.
Yeah, like junk DNA.
Well, I mean, just like we always thought space was a vacuum, there's absolutely nothing out there. Mm-hmm. Nothing out there. No sound, no nothing. But in reality, there's lots of sounds. The sound of the universe's Om, right? But more than that, I mean, there is viruses. There are viruses out there. There's bacteria out there. And what they've discovered, too, is that the earliest precursors for life, for organic life, can form in interstellar space without the need for sunlight in a process known as dark chemistry. So in other words, life can evolve out in space without being right next to a sun on a planet.
That's really cool.
Yeah, so see how everything is getting totally rewritten?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, it's like, I feel this is drips of disclosure.
Now, there still is light out there. We see the light from the stars, right? And, again, everything is being so rewritten compared to what we were taught. And so it's almost like we were brought up in this isolationist mindset, that here we are all alone, planet Earth, poor us, just us here. And then now we realize, no, it's not just us. And not only that, but the fact that life abounds. And, we just had a recent report saying that, rocky planets like Earth are really common, and that water on those planets is just a natural process and byproduct, doesn't even have to be brought in by a comet or an asteroid. So, it's just, can you get any clearer? Hey, there's tons of life out there, guys.
So many textbooks need rewritten.
Totally. So, yet again, we have another indicator of disclosure.
Yes, we do.
We are not alone. So Fox Mulder must be happy because he wants to believe.
Yes.
And, I don't even think it's a case of belief.
I'm pretty sure he's content now.
Yeah, I'm sure. As always, guys, thank you for your support on Ko-Fi and Patreon. And God bless and namaste.
Namaste.